Okay, we are recording now. My name is Avery. Welcome all VHA members. I am the National Account Manager with Vetsource and I support VHA. I want to give a big thank you to Sarah Sieben for helping us organize and host this. And then also I have one of my colleagues here, Rachel Jennings, with me. She'll be sticking around at the end for questions. But this is the first of a three-part series of webinars focused on refreshing you all on the key tools you have available with Vetsource Home Delivery. And today's focus, we're going to talk about keeping your clients shopping through your own practice year-round with ScriptRight and AutoShipment. So using that home delivery tool you have. Bit of housekeeping, please put any questions you have into the chat, and as they pop up, I'll do my best to respond to them, and Sarah will be helping me with that. And then also, I and Rachel will be sticking around at the end for any questions. So if you have any unique situation you want to talk with us about too, we'll just be around. And then I want to give a big thank you as well to Royal Canin for co-sponsoring this event with us. So I think we can get going, but before we do that, I want to encourage everyone to go into the chat box right now, type your name, type where you're from, whether it's the practice name or the location you're at, and then also just let me know what roles or hats you wear at the practice. I'd love to see who we've got here. Don't be shy. I see Amanda, thank you, from Grand Vet in St. Paul. Awesome. Jessica from Carver Lake, thank you. Joan, Como Park, St. Paul as well. Nikki Manning from Carver Lake too, awesome. Anna from Grand Avenue. Thanks for joining, y'all, really appreciate it. So feel free to keep chatting that in. We'd just like to see who was able to make it, and let's get going. So I'm going to give the introduction to Sarah right after I run through the agenda. But after that, we'll talk about why Vetsource Home Delivery and give a quick overview. Hi, Heather. We also have key tools we'll talk about with ScriptRight, namely being AutoShip, and then the promotional offers you can tag on there. And then also we'll do a live demo of ScriptRight, our ePrescribing tool. And then I'll talk about the support you have as follow-up, as well as the resources we'll be providing after the training. Sarah, you want to take it away?
Yeah, so I just want to thank everybody and welcome to our first session to our three-part series. And we just really want to highlight our very valuable partnerships with Vetsource and Royal Canin. And so we have Avery here talking about how we use these tools, how it's easy, they're simple to set up, and they're just easy to work with. So to get that to work for you instead of you working for it. So yeah, if we could get started.
Perfect. And a little bit about me. I've worked with Vetsource for about 3.5 years, and I'm a big pet owner, so we'll be demoing with my pets, Rigatoni and Millie, on there. But within my time at Vetsource, I've had the pleasure of actually acting as an account manager and an inside sales rep when I started. Then I also moved to managing the inside sales team, and now I work on the national accounts team. I'm also located in Minneapolis, so I like that I'm local to all of you. But let's get going, and please feel free to put questions in the chat as we go through. I have it up so we can take those. So I want to give a big thank you to you all for joining us. I know you all are very busy. So in honor of that, Vetsource and Royal Canin would like to give you $25 credit to Grubhub following the attendance of this event. We will be emailing those out to everyone that sticks around for the full time. And then also we'll be entering everyone that attends a webinar into the Ring doorbell raffle that we'll do at the end of this three-part series. For every attendance, you get 1 entry, but if you do attend all 3 webinars, you get 5. So as you can tell, we'd like you to come back and definitely bring other team members as well. You will be communicated following these for all of the rewards that you'll get. So let's talk Vetsource by the numbers, and this is just going to be a high-level overview. We provide pharmacy services to over 9,000 veterinary practices with home delivery. With that, we process over 5 million items per year. We also provide services through our platform to over 20,000 veterinary practices, and that would be for home delivery, Hills VIP, as well as eConnect. With our home delivery service, we go through a 15-point pharmacy check system, and that helps us yield a less than 1 in 20,000 error rate with our orders. And we've seen a 91% satisfaction rating amongst pet owners when surveyed. Do I have any questions before I move forward? Awesome. So we're going to get into ScriptRight, and we have about 30 minutes to do that. But I really want to set the tone here with the group. So we can talk about these key tools, and they're really easy to use. But really what I'd like to do today with the webinar is really inspire change and you to be a change agent in the practice. So as we go through all of these slides and the information I'm going to share, I'd really like you to just take some notes on how and when you see yourself or people in your practice being able to implement this tool, being ScriptRight, our ePrescribing tool. The focus here is really taking the weight off of your clients and putting that on yourself, because it only takes a minute to place that order. But when you do that, you know the order's gone to fulfillment and that order is basically complete. So the client will get it to their home. So again, focus on the how and the when you can do it so that you can think to process as we follow this webinar through. So before I go into the actual ScriptRight platform, I do need to mention the online store. It's a huge value of working with us. We provide you with an e-commerce site. But I really want you to only think of the online store as a portion of the program or the service. The e-commerce site is really great for 24/7 access, clients that are proactive, clients that want to take the process on themselves, those that don't want to offer payment information over the phone per se. Also those surfing or stumble upon it from your website or your Facebook. And then additionally, for any of you that are signed up with Pet Mail, your clients will get Pet Mail emails and it'll direct them to your e-commerce site to purchase. But aside from that, the whole reason you have a tool to place the order is so that in those influential times where you can basically step in front of your client and offer that ease, you have the option to, and you can. So the real thing here is that we've seen practices that use our ScriptRight tool be more profitable. They also have higher compliance with their pets and their pet owners, and then also more customer loyalty because they're embedded in their site, they're shopping, they're getting involved with those promotions coming their way, and as well as they're engaged in actually going on there themselves after you've started an order for them. So let's get into the actual bread and butter of the platform, ScriptRight. I understand that ScriptRight is a Vetsource name. There is no reason for you to memorize it. The key thing I do want you to know though with ScriptRight, our ePrescribing tool, is that you can handle it right now, basically taking that ease off of the client. So then let's talk about the key components as to why I'm talking about ScriptRight. Beyond the order completing right now and it going to fulfillment after gathering payment, it also allows you to have that conversation with the pet parent about setting up auto shipment. So with auto shipment, this is really relevant when you have anyone that needs to reorder something, calls in for refills, or needs it on a certain frequency. Thinking chronic meds, preventatives, and diet. These are 3 key areas where you can apply auto shipment, but really you want to have that conversation first with the pet parent because there's a lot of different ways you can do it. You can sell them something in-house and get the remainder set up on auto shipment, or you can get them their first dose with home delivery and have it set up for the remainder of the year. It also, when you use the ScriptRight tool, allows you to enter a promo code on behalf of the client. We all know that pricing is important. People would like to get the best deal possible. And so we have a whole suite of ways you can get your clients these discounted prices, and I'll detail that in the next slide. Another thing to note is that through the ScriptRight portal, you can look up Wedgwood compounded products and place orders for your clients. However, at this time today, your clients cannot see those same products advertised on your e-commerce site. And so if you do need to place any Wedgwood order, you must go through the ScriptRight portal. And as I keep hitting it on the head, it puts no work on the client other than having that conversation with you. Now, you may be asking, how can my clients get those discount codes? Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you is sign up for Pet Mail if you have not. I will be sharing information about it after this webinar, so you'll have a route to do that if you'd like to learn more or sign up. But this is something that the practice must sign up for. And with that, you get an opportunity to offer weekly emails to your customers that include a unique discount code and a link to your online site. You can customize the frequency as well as the settings. So that is where we default, but you have options within that. And the main thing to convey here is that these Pet Mail promotions help boost practice revenue by 2 times. If you aren't interested in Pet Mail, or if you'd like a complement to Pet Mail, we also have manual Pet Mail assets in the marketing toolkit. You can get there and they update monthly. You can download them. They're little boxes that you can then upload to social media, submit into your newsletters, or just have conversations with your clients about these discounts. And then lastly, we also have welcome brochures. You should have gotten these when you first signed up with Vetsource, but they are free and available to reorder in packs of 100 at any point throughout your time with us. You can just call, email, or chat practice support. Now, a little caveat I want to share is that within our site, and this is on the e-commerce site as well as ScriptRight, where your practice staff would be working through, there are instant manufacturer promotions. And I should say, for any promotion I just named above in this list, as well as instant manufacturer promotions, none of these come out of your profit margin. All of those discounts are provided on behalf of Vetsource or the manufacturer. So we will pay you for the full price of that product pre-discount. Now, going back to the instant manufacturer promotions, they're instant. The client doesn't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything as long as that client is eligible. It is often something like first AutoShip gets X discount, remainder get X as well. So I say that because, and I'll show this to you in a second, but you can't stack 2 instant promos together in one order, but you can apply a promotion code, being from Pet Mail, the manual Pet Mail assets, or the brochures, to the promo code option within the order placement, and that can be stacked on an instant promo. Let's take a look and see. So I have a cat named Millie, she's on Revolution. I want to point out that there is an online rebate, and that would be where it's not instant in this case, it is still considered an instant because it's what the client can take advantage of with the purchase of the product. But as that client, I can access these discounts. They do not come out of the practice's margins. And then additionally, as a staff member, I can apply a demo, this is the demo code, but I can apply a promotion code to that order so that the savings is even higher. So anytime you apply a promotion code, you should get promotion was successfully applied and see that discount there. You will also notice that discount detailed here. When we do an order placement, I will show you. Do I have any questions about the past couple slides before I move forward? Okay. And please just stop me at any point. So I actually have a question for you all. When should you place the order for the client? Now, I saw many of you wear a couple different hats, a couple different roles within the practice. So think of your role and your interaction with the client, or think of someone that is interacting with the client around the possibility of home delivery. When should that order be placed on behalf of the client? Please go into the chat and throw an idea out there for the group. I'm going to wait a second because I'd love to see the ideas come through. Basically, I would like on this webinar for people to think through the actual process of where you can implement, not just the tool using. 1 week minimum. Can you share more about that? 1 week minimum to what? I'll wait to see if before you run out. Gotcha. 1 week minimum before you run out. So yes, share that with the clients as soon as they request the med, if there's a way to auto refill. So perfect. That's going to come up on another slide. But yes, with auto refills, you can get them on home delivery. So you don't have to have those clients coming back into the practice, clogging up lines, Also knowing there's a lot of curbside workflow these days, it can make it a little bit cumbersome. Any other ideas? Placing the order before they run out is key as well. So if you have them with an exam visit, making sure you prompt that then with them. If you have them on a phone call, prompt them then with it. Keep throwing it into the chat, and I'm going to talk through what I have to share. So when to place the order for the client. We would recommend that you offer home delivery with all standard and curbside checkouts. And that should be in addition to what you're offering in-house. So the key here is to really explain to your clients all options you have standard every single time. So it becomes an expectation from them. At the same time, any new clients and any clients with new therapies are really an opportunity there to set a precedent so that they start shopping with you before they go elsewhere. As we spoke, preventatives, chronic meds, and diet allow you to have that conversation about auto shipment so that before they run out, 1 week minimum, and also before any auto refills are needed, they can basically already have it set up for that. So the auto refill aspect, we can basically have the system handle that for you as long as you set it up initially. The client can then call and make any adjustment over the phone. And as I share here, do it ahead of getting any of those faxes from online competitors, because the hope is that you get it before the client walks out the door. If you don't, we will be talking in the next webinar about script share, where you can send a recommendation to clients. So please join us for that. But the whole focus is trying to get that sale before they even leave you. And if they're calling in between visits, taking that opportunity when they're actually calling out that they want your help, they want to shop through you, well, getting it done. And again, a reminder, compounded orders for Wedgwood must go through the ScriptRight platform because they can't go through the e-commerce platform today. Now, one thing here is when clients call in for a last minute refill, I like to prompt this to practices and staff, because what we have learned over some time is that offering too much information to clients can sometimes be cumbersome, where if you just leave it simply with, would you like curbside pickup or home delivery? Then they know what their options are and they can just tell you. In the end, also, we have a lot of staff and practices now focused on the phones because people are calling in and doing checkouts over the phones. So this is going to allow you to basically take that weight off of any interaction in person if you don't want to have them pick it up as well. So any process you may have at your practice right now due to COVID and you'd like to get them through home delivery rather than pickup, you can look at this as an option too. So I want to go through and do a demo, and I will pull up our site, but just before I do so, do I have any questions from the group? Okay. I'm going to jump out of here and I'm going to get into our site. I'm going to make sure I'm not logged out and zeroed out. Just refresh. And this is just our mock-up site, SPS2. I'm going to make sure I'm signed in as a staff member. And then I'm just going to go straight to ScriptRight. I am in the new order function. That's exactly where I want to be. Now, ScriptRight can integrate with most common and popular softwares. So most of you are probably running integrated, which means when you look up your client's name, their pet name, you can basically find them and they should pull in. So Rigatoni is my new dog. And let's delete all of these and start from fresh. But basically, Rigatoni is on Heart Guard. So I'm going to look up Chewables Canine. Rigatoni's weight pulls in from the chart. It automatically sets the strength and size as I'd like it. I'm going to get Rigatoni on a 6 count, and then I'm going to have it auto shipped for 6 months, since they only need it in 6 months with the next pack. If they did have an already existing auto shipment, you can tag it to that, but for now it's auto filling to the first ship date being today. Then I'll move to step 2. Usage instructions are a required field. They do auto-populate for most products, but you can override that in any instance that you need, or you'll just fill in your own instructions. If you do need to provide any notes to our pharmacist team, the Vetsource pharmacist team, thinking any off-label prescribing, you can do that here. Then if you are a vet, You can select who you are, or if you're a team member, you can select the vet for that client. Enter the PIN if you have the authorization to. If not, this step can happen later. The key thing I do want to point out though is that if this step does happen later, it is what is holding up that order going to fulfillment. So don't delay too long. But as a team member, I can select myself as well, add it to the cart. It reminds me, and it's on auto shipment in case you need to remind the client of that. Hit OK. And then I could go to checkout or order more. Since I know I need to get my Royal Canin for my cat Millie, I will go in and look up feline. Let's see. And the key thing I want to point out here is sales tag. So as I was mentioning, there are some instant rebates. This will apply to the order, assuming the client is eligible. But on top of that discount, I can stack another promotion code. So Pets Weight falls in. Also, there is 24 cans. Let's do 13 refills, auto ship enabled for monthly. Please note the expiration date always autofills to a year from today. The hope is that if there is an exam visit needed, it'll prompt that client, and you can always let that client know they need to come in for the remaining orders to be approved. Then we have the first ship date again. I can tag to an existing. We'll skip forward, feed as directed, no notes to pharmacist. If I am the doctor, I'll go and put the PIN in now so I don't have to do that later. Select team member, add to cart. Yes, auto shipment. Now, key thing, I'm going to go to checkout. I'm just going to remind you all about the promotion codes and instant promotions. These are instant, blue sales tag. Clients see a red sales tag on the e-commerce site. Again, instant, those already will populate and show the $9 off. But if you have a promo code, you can tag that in, hit apply, and that discount should then increase. So promotion code was successfully applied, and that $9 just jumped to $27 and more in savings. So this is really also the value in taking ownership of this process, is really being able to show that high-level customer service to your clients and showing them what good service you provided them by offering them the discounts, making sure it's on auto shipment if they need it, answering any questions about the process, and making sure that when they walk out the door, they're all set up and done with what they need. We understand that's not always the scenario, so please know that our other two webinars will also talk about other scenarios and other tools you can use with Vetsource. But purely speaking to taking the weight off the client when there is the opportunity to do so, this is the great thing to do. So you can use a credit card that was previously there, just enter it in. No need to save this one, it is a false one, as you can imagine. And then complete and print. A receipt will pop up, and basically you can then, if you would like to print it and hand it to the client, you can do so. They will get a copy themselves via email. You can also download it, save it, and attach it to that client's file if you'd like to record that. Now, any questions before I move out of this site? I'm gonna just leave this here for a second. I see, do you have any current promo codes available for customers? We have a ton of current promo codes, and it's a great segue for me to show you where. So, Michelle, thank you. In the marketing tile, you can see pet mail and our marketing toolkit. Now, this test site right now is logged in and signed up for pet mail, so we're not showing you the learn more page. If you are a practice that's not signed up already, it would give you more information and allow you to sign up. Once you sign up, your account manager will follow up with you to make sure you have any questions answered, and then your clients will start getting those pet mail promos. So these are an example of those promotions, and this is actually for the month of February. Here's one where I can kind of point out that is a code that they can use to get 15% off, and they can tag that on top of any instant promotions that exist. Now, additionally, just to round out what Michelle is asking, I will also point out in the marketing toolkit, there are the monthly promotional assets. So these could be an additional or a substitute to pet mail. So you'll see pet mail here, and then monthly promotional assets. We update these monthly, and these are what it does require the practice to power. So you can come in, you can download this, and then you could tag it to your social media. We will be talking about that in the third part training. And then your clients can use these codes as well. And lastly, The other, the welcome brochures, you can order by calling or emailing here or just chatting to our chat support. Thanks, George. Any other questions before I bring us back into the PowerPoint and get us finished? Okay. Okay, let me move us forward. Awesome. So I really want to give a call to action today. What will you do after this webinar? I know we haven't talked about anything like rocket science here, but sometimes execution and implementation can be the hardest thing. And I know we have a couple different people in different roles in this webinar as well. So what I'd like you to do is take a second to think through these 4 options. There are, of course, many more beyond this. And type in the chat what 1 or 2 things you'll do after this webinar in conjunction with your team. I understand it might not be you, but I'd like you to be that change agent that goes back to your practice. So go ahead and type in 1, 2, 3, or 4. Organize a team, add home delivery as a recommendation to every checkout process. This could be something that you then detail down in a written out process that your team can be trained on. Awesome. I see Amanda said 4, order more welcome brochures. They're always free. They come in packs of 100. Nikki's going to sign up for pet mail. Awesome. That's great. We'll send a detailer afterwards so you can see more info there too. Jessica is going to recommend a home delivery recommendation every checkout process. Awesome. Joan, 4, order more welcome brochures. Great. Guys, I'm loving this. This is what we'd love to see because we understand there's a lot of different things you can do, but you got to start somewhere. So I'm going to move us forward to just round this out. Don't forget that sometimes it can be just as simple as asking, would you like curbside pickup or home delivery? Now, you'll get some takeaways via email following this webinar. We'll share a ScriptRight detailer. It has a step-by-step guide for how to place the order. Print this out, put it by the desk, wherever anyone is using a computer to place those orders. Give them that little cheat sheet. Pet mail detailer, I'll send that along as well. I'll also share a link for training videos. They're 1 to 2 minutes, and they're just little quick refreshers for you and your team. I'll also share the webinar recording and then the PowerPoint deck in case you want to share it with anyone that couldn't attend. Now, also know you're not alone. We have a practice support team, a pet owner care team, and a sales team that can support you. Our focus is to free you up so you can do what matters, influence pet owner behaviors that drive healthy outcomes, and help you grow the value of your patient base and increase client loyalty. So if you don't have an account with us, reach out to my email and I can help get you scheduled with a demo. Assuming most of you do though, if you need to get in touch with your account manager for scheduling a training, business review, or talking marketing or implementation strategies, and you don't know them yet, or orders, IT logins, or brochures, reach out to practice support and they can get you to the right person. If you're already in communication with your account manager, you can just go directly to them. And I want to give a big thank you to VHA and to Royal Canin for co-sponsoring. And I want to say, please come back to the next session, register, bring other team members. And we'll be talking about ScriptShare in the next session, and then social media and promoting your home delivery on your sites on the 3rd session. Thank you so much. And I'll be around for questions too. So feel free to put them in the chat or stick around to talk live. Thanks, Joan. Thank you, Michelle. And please, if anyone even wants to be connected to their account manager, if you just type that in the chat before you leave, I'll have one of them reach out to you. Any way that we can make your lives a little bit easier, that's what we'd like to do. Thanks, Amanda, and thanks, Jessica. I think that may be it. Oh, we got one. Do you know how long Wedgwood prescriptions are to reach clients? I do not know that question, and I'm going to see if my colleague on the call, Rachel, do you happen to know about those ship times? And if not, Joan, what I can do is go and investigate after this call and have someone follow up with you if it's not going to be me. I'm going to make note of that though. And I do know that the products do ship from Wedgwood. So I'd be happy to look on their site too and share what I find there. But I only say that because they'd be coming directly from them. And so their ship times will be their estimations. Oh yeah, Rachel, the question was, do you know how long Wedgwood prescriptions take to reach clients? And just so we don't bore anyone, just holding on, if Rachel's not sure, we can always investigate. Oh, I see you there popping up.
Yep, I allowed her to speak, so she should be able to answer.
Thank you. I was going to type it, but I thought it might be faster for me to just verbalize it. Everything on Wedgwood, it varies depending on how frequently they're compounding that product. But when you're in the ScriptRight checkout screen, it will give you an estimate of how long that product should take to fulfill. And then the shipping time is always standard shipping time with Wedgwood. And I would have to double check on that one, but I believe it is 5 business days.
Okay. And Joan, I have your name, here. I can have someone follow up with you to make sure we're getting you more detailed information on that question. Any other questions? Oh, let's see. All good. Okay, Joan, we'll be reaching out though, I swear. Okay, I may stop the recording now, but a big thank you to everyone for participating, joining us, engaging with the group, and we really hope to see you on the next 2 webinars. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.